Hello, I wanted to update about my books that I've read recently. First of all, I finished this Robin Hood, the Death of Robin Hood by Angus no, from the Outlaw, from the Outlaw Chronicles. It's the last book, number 8. Here he has a map of England where events were taking place. How do you show it with this? Why? Well, so the events were taking place from Durham, York, Newark, Lincoln, Derby, Nottingham, Lichfield, Worcester, Gloucester, but mostly around Rochester, Tunbridge, the Weald, Hastings, Dover, and London. It's about the mostly the rebellion and about the invasion of the French. The Battle of Lincoln, 20th May 1217. So then there's another little, not a map, but like a table here, right? It says like a out layout of the area. So basically, it shows where the all of Chester's assault, then through the North Gate. I think it's a castle next to River with William and Marshall, the Marshal's charge. Robin's men enter the castle. Castle Gate, West Gate, blocked West Gate, Cathedral, Jews' house, French and rebels flee from Southgate. So basically, it's interesting. It was interesting to read the second part of the book about the French invasion. Rebellion was basically. I think that Robin Hood switched the sides 3 times or something. Well, not the sides with French, but the king. Eventually, there is a big intrigue about whether Robin Hood, who is here the Earl, I think, of Locksley. Yeah, Earl of Locksley. Eventually, basically, there is intrigue about whether he died or not. He has. It's also about his 2 sons. One son, he adopted him because he was a son of his wife who was raped by some, I don't remember who. And he was a nice guy. Second son, Miles, I think, was his son, Robin Hood's son, with his wife. Then there was a woman. Gosh, what's her name again? I forgot. So Sir Alan, who is the voice of the narrator, and he's basically very loyal, right hand man. So Tilda, is it Tilda? I think it's Tilda. Basically, it's his sweetheart and romantic object subject. Right. So basically, interesting. I would say that the writing I enjoyed, and the battles I were interesting, although very gory to my taste. But the book was dissatisfying in a way that is completely ruined for me the whole idea of Robin Hood as a kind of like this vigilante who basically helped poor people. I actually visited Nottingham myself, and I visited this Sherwood Forest and the tree when he was basically mostly hanging out. It's still there. There was a little demonstration of the weapons, some brutal, very brutal weapons that they used. But still, he had an idea of like, for example, you couldn't hunt a deer because every deer was uh, the king's forest. Everything in the forest was belonged to the king. So he hunted it, gave stuff to poor. He also loots the Frenchmen and gives stuff to locals. But and also, the interesting thing is how he recreates historical England, and basically, there's uh, interesting fact about Kent, the county in South England, through which French invaded. And basically, it was apparently in 13th century. It had the same lush forest that grew in around Nottingham. Basically, the sugar forest. There were even bears, and there were also some sort of like hunter slash robbers living there. So he actually like counted on them in his battle against French here under the map. Well, anyway, they were brutal to French. French were brutal to them. Nothing new. Basically, read it if you enjoy historical fiction. I pretty much don't read historical fiction, so I'm not going to read the other books in the Chronicle, but it was okay. Next one, I finished this Bob Mortimer. And Mortimer, who I never heard of before, except that I googled about him after I read these two books. First book was the Satsuma Complex, and this is the Hotel Avocado. Unfortunately for me, Bob Mortimer publishes books faster than I read them, so I give up. This one was sort of uh, continuation of the Satsuma Complex, so okay, kind of read what how it finished. Well, from the title, you can guess that events are all about the Hotel Avocado in Brighton, where his girlfriend from Satsuma Complex lives, Emily, I think her name. And they again find themselves in complete mess with this, dirty cops thingy, court case, and blah blah blah. Yeah, no, it's not funny. I mean, it says here, ideal for reading while set under a horse. Okay. Okay. I will never eat genie limpets again. I don't remember what's that about. I fancied the main block until he stood up. Okay. A rolling king, old school, young, genuinely difficult to, you know, not funny. He's a comedian. Was a comedian. Has been not funny. So, okay, this is the other book I'm reading now. It's called Freeze. The world's toughest reality show, a prize worth killing for Kate Siemens. Also, by the way, English. I dropped something. So this guy is English. This guy is English. This woman is English. Brilliant and atmospheric. The perfect icy read. Simons turns a traditional crime plot to a very modern effect. The prize worth killing for Frozen Out is said to be a TV sensation. On a small ship off the coast of Greenland, six contestants will push themselves to breaking point for 100,000 prize. The show is Tori Matsuka's baby, who is like a TV producer, and she's main character. After years working her way up the ladder, she's finally launching her own production company, and everything is riding on the show. For camerawoman D, it's a chance to start again after the tragedy that tanked her undercover journalist career. Well, first of all, I'm on the 153 page. I still don't know what this D's problem was. What tanked your career? What's the problem with Tori Masuka? What's your problem with your boyfriend who stayed behind, by the way? And they all in somewhere like in Greenland, and he stayed behind. And I don't understand what's the problem. There's another one of the contestants. Basically, there used to be planned eight of them. Now there are only six of them, and one was actually replacement last minute. I still don't understand. Um, what's her deal with her boyfriend who stayed behind? He's kind of passive aggressive anyway. In a way. So he says, well, of course you can do that. You always can do that, but it's passive aggressive. You can tell. And what is the deal with your ex, who is one of the contestants? And I think his name is Wolf. He's some sort of blogger, blah blah. Well, not good basically. Yes, they kind of like he's kind of aggressive and also using some other alcohol or some other substances. I don't know. Basically, this other guy as well here who has substance problem, and another guy who gave him this, and also some members of the crew from Finland, I think, and one Scottish guy who's their guide, so sort of survivalist guide. He's got a big chip on the shoulder about this tourism to these remote locations because he wants them wild, clean, and not explored by all these idiots with money. And basically, the whole. But as errors and mishaps, Mountain said. Well, errors and mishaps it means that, for example, they did not check the background of the contestants properly. They don't know much about them. They didn't check the background of the crew. They didn't know much about them. But I have to rely on them to keep them safe and to get them back to safety in one piece. So tempers among the cast and crew start to fray. So first of all, this wolf guy started fighting everywhere with everyone, and when one of the contestants found dead, only D realizes that the death wasn't. D is a camera woman. The death wasn't natural, and from what she's seen from behind the camera, it won't be the last. So we don't there is a murder on the loop, on the loop, maybe on the loose, and we don't know who is that. As the Arctic ice closes in and all chance of escape is cut off, one thing becomes clear: although the world outside wants them dead, it's the secrets inside the ship that might cost them their lives. Then there are some other reviews. Terrifically entertaining, breathtaking thriller. This book has everything, whatever it means, thrilling and unique. Well, first of all, it's not thrilling. Okay, this is my problem with all these stupid thrillers. They are not thrilling. Okay, plenty of drama, plenty of tension, plenty of twists. The realism and authenticity of someone who knows TV production inside out shone through to make this thrilling novel unique. Again, not thrilling. Okay, okay. So not mm, come on, not funny. All right, okay, not funny, not thrilling. Okay, so okay, the ice at the top of the world is a perfect setting. A locked room mystery where the room itself is lethal. A twisting character-driven thriller. Mhm. Heart pumping and super engaging with a brilliant setting and cast of characters. The twists and turns keep me guessing throughout, and I race through the pages to the clever and satisfying climax. Okay, look, lots of them are like praises here, blah blah. I can say one thing on one page 153. First of all, nothing is thrilling, okay? Nothing is heart pumping. You don't care about the characters. You don't know them very well. You don't know them much. You don't care. And also, well, I have like at least like two. Um, there was another incident. Well, basically, the story woman was pushed, but she insists that she fell from overboard to the ice. Uh, mm, and so somebody who we don't know who tries to kill off people for some reason. First, you think, oh, that's Wolf because they have a history and he's kind of an ass. But no, I don't think so. So maybe there's this environmentalist guy who basically hates them just because they came to disturb this pure nature. And basically, it can be anyone. Fine. I like closed in murder mystery system, but it's like it's boring, right? First of all, the ship completely was changed at the last minute. It's less comfortable, less safe, older. Okay, then they say, oh, there might be storm, but we've got enough food. The whole thing should be 12 days, but they might be strangled there by the ice because the ship itself is not icebreaker. It's just basically you have to wait until everything thaws or until the ice breaks itself, and basically there will be water again for them to come back to shore. And yeah, I'm reading it, and I'm not thrilled, and I'm not spooked or anything. It's just like one guy already died, like it said that he would, but I don't care about the guy who killed him or the rest of them. So yeah, what else? Yeah, I'm also reading some other book, but I don't know where it is. But it's basically a romance. It's called something I don't remember. I tell you what it's about. It's a, I don't know what it is. It's basically in one of my books. It's about a woman who is a publisher, works for a publisher, and her job is to be literary agent, and then she lives in New York, but she's from England, and then she from London. Then she basically gets a client who is a bestseller author of nonfiction, I think, in England, well, all over the world, really. Yeah, sorry, I found another book that I wanted to mention. So, yeah, they basically have to travel together, but they exes and exes who don't like each other very well. So basically, second chance romance. I will tell you later when I find it. And this is the nonfiction book that been reading for a few years by Steven Pinker. He's actually a very interesting writer, but I'm a nonfiction writer. The Blank Slate, the modern denial of human nature, magnificent and timely. We are not, as many people assume, blank slates shaped by our environment. We are made for sex, aggression, and jealousy, but also love, compassion, and reason. To acknowledge human nature, Steven Pinker shows it's not fatalistic, but an impetus to embrace our common humanity. Life affirming and deeply satisfying, brilliant, enjoyable, informative, clear, humane. If you think the nature nurture debate has been resolved, you're wrong. Required reading. An original and vital contribution to science, and also a really good read. Okay, that's what I'm going to finish finally. Also, I'll have a look in my Kindle. Oh, my Kindle is completely flat. It's probably should shut down now. So I also wanted to read here. Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. Comfortable Food Cafe. Cozy Girl 4, which I didn't finish in the 4. Um, Anything else? Mm, well, this is basically my Kindle for non-fiction. So, yes, there's a book actually. I started trilogy I've been reading. Basically, I started it a year ago, but I recently went on a holiday to Ireland and restarted that book. It's a trilogy, Dragons, something, um, by Nora Roberts, about Ireland fantasy. So I'm going to finish this. I'm on the second book right now. First was Awakening, second one Becoming, and third one something else. Basically, I'm on Becoming. Well, I think that will be all. So chat to you next time. Oops, what's that? Chat to you next